In this video, I'm going to be talking about visa overstay, the consequences of overstaying your visa in America, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. So if you want to know what could happen or the consequences to you and your future status of applying for visas to this country if you do overstay your visa, then you might want to go down and smash the subscribe button. While you're down there, click on the bell icon to stay notified when we drop future videos or content. And if you're stopping by here for the first time, we appreciate your loyal patronage. But why don't you do us one further? Why don't you give us a thumbs up? It helps us a lot. It shows the YouTube algorithm that this video or this content was valuable to you, and you're going to find more people like you all around the world to show this video to. So why don't you grab a pen, grab a pad, give me 1 second. I'm going to dash off to the market and I'm going to be right back with more.
You know the way I do it when I drop lyrical. Anytime I spit lyrical, philosophical. All the niggas mimical, but they stand still on taking literal. Punchlines collateral. Maximum damage.
Hello Chronicles. Hello YouTube. How are you all doing today? I still remain your boy Fuse on the Fuse Chronicles. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about the consequences of overstaying your visa in the United Kingdom, in the United States of America, in Canada, and in Australia. These 4 countries. Now, why these 4 countries? Why not the world over? I'm telling you about the consequences of your visa overstay for these 4 countries because these are the 4 countries that people usually travel to, particularly from Africa, specifically from Nigeria. People usually travel to these 4 countries more than all other countries, okay? So without any further ado, let's jump right in. So let's start from the United States of America. If you overstay your visa in the United States of America, the consequences are thus. If you overstay for a period of 180 days, which is 6 months, and there have been no deportation proceedings started on your file or on your case. If the United States government or immigrations have not started proceedings to deport you after you've overstayed your visa for 6 months or 180 days, if you do leave the United States, you're going to be put on an exclusion list. So what this means is you would not be granted visa to get back in to the United States for a period of 3 years, okay? Now, if you have overstayed your visa for 1 year, and you eventually leave the United States, maybe not even under any deportation proceedings, maybe you just decided to just go back to your home country, go back to Nigeria, go back to South Africa, go back to Rwanda, go back to the Philippines, go back to Cuba to visit your family with a thought that you're going to apply to come back in. No sir. If you overstay your visa for 1 year and above, you're going to be put on an exclusion list. So when you do apply for visa to get back into the United States, you're going to be denied visa for 10 years. So you are going to be unable to be granted visa to come back into the United States for 10 years, okay? Now, if you overstay your visa in the United Kingdom, particularly England, they have a limit of only 14 days. So not 1 month, not 3 months, not 6 months. They have an overstay limit of 14 days, after which you are going to be labeled a felon, okay? It means you staying back in the UK after 14 days, in which period your visa has expired. You are now a criminal and you're going to be denied any rights that you otherwise would have had or had the privilege of enjoying if your visa was still active. In fact, if you're found to be staying in the UK after 14 days in which your visa is expired, you could go to prison. Now, this is before deportation, okay? So it means you're going to have a felony record even before you get deported. Now, for Australia, the overstay limit for Australia is 28 days. The overstay limit for Australia, I repeat, is 28 days. After which period, if you do decide to leave Australia to go back to your country, like I said, maybe not because you were deported, but maybe you have a family emergency, maybe someone in your family dies or someone in your family is ill and you have to go visit the person, and you do decide to apply for a visa to get back into Australia, you're going to be put on an exclusion list. What this means is you're going to be denied visa to get back into Australia for 3 years. Okay? Now, I think we're done with the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia. Now, it remains the final one. The final one is Canada. If you do overstay your visa in Canada, what this simply means is, just like in the United Kingdom, you're going to be barred from privileges that would have been accrued to you if your visa was still active. Secondly, you're going to be unable to file for permanent residency in Canada, okay? So if you overstay your visa in Canada, you're going to lose privileges that you would have enjoyed during your visa active period, and you're going to be unable to file for residency. I know I heard Canada is one of the easiest countries to file for residency, but if you overstay your visa, that privilege goes away. Okay? And if you're found out, you are going to be deported. Okay? So there you have it, guys. 4 countries and the consequences for overstaying your visa in these 4 countries. Like I said at the start of the video, overstaying your visa simply means staying on in a country after your visa has expired. And let me recap. For countries like the United States, you can only overstay your visa for just on or before 6 months, which is 180 days. And if no deportation proceedings has begun on your case, it means when you leave the country and you start to apply for a visa for re-entry into the United States, you're going to be put on an exclusion list and you are not going to be able to apply for a visa to come back to the United States for 3 years. If you overstay your visa for 1 year, you're put on an exclusion list, and when you're trying to apply for a visa, you're not going to be granted a visa for a period of 10 years. Now, this is for the United States. For countries like the United Kingdom, or for the region like the United Kingdom, specifically England, the period that is counted as an overstay for your visa is just 14 days after your visa expires. And when this happens, you are moved from a status of regular person to a felon, someone with a record, a criminal. So if you get caught in England, you're going to be put in prison and you lose all privileges that you would have enjoyed if your visa was still active when you start to overstay your visa in the United Kingdom. For countries like Australia, they have a period of 28 days when you overstay your visa. It means when you overstay, within that 28 days, you might enjoy some benefits of being in Australia as if your visa was still active. But after 28 days, and you do not, in which period you do not apply to extend or change your visa status, and the 28 days has elapsed, you're going to lose all privileges. And if you do leave Australia, you are going to be put on an exclusion list that's going to last as long as 3 years. In Canada, if you overstay your visa, you lose any right. You have no right to apply for permanent residency in Canada, and you lose all privileges, okay? So I hope this video was helpful to someone out there, maybe someone who is already in any one of these 4 countries and his visa is not yet expired and is asking himself, what do I do? Or what happens to me? What are the consequences of overstaying my visa? Well, now you know, okay? Now you know. So if this video was helpful to you, why don't you go down, do your boy a favor, smash the subscribe button. While you're down there, click on the bell icon so you stay notified when we drop new videos in the future, okay? And if this video was any good to you, if it was even helpful, if it even had 1% of value to you, why don't you do me a favor? Give me a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. It's free to do so. It helps us a lot. It tells the YouTube algorithm that this video was meaningful, valuable to people like you, and they're gonna find more people just like yourself around the world to show this video to. And if you're looking to get close to Fuse, why don't you choose, or why don't you think about following me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, okay? My TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter handles are all the same. They're up there at Fuse Chronicles, okay? And if you have friends, family, relatives, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever who is planning to travel overseas, maybe to Australia, Canada, the United States, or the UK, or they're already there, and they don't know the consequences of overstaying their visa, why don't you share this video with them so they stay guided on the decision-making process, okay? And like I always say, happiness is your choice. It's your right to be happy. It's not the place of your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, or your girlfriend to make you happy. It is your place to make yourself happy, and your place alone. So choose to be happy today, okay? And until the next one, I still remain your boy, Fuse, on the Fuse Chronicles. Bye-bye for now.